Hello. We are so glad to have you with us today. My name is Tamara Fine, and I'm an account executive on the enterprise team here at Squarespace. Later on, I'll be joined by two other members of my team. Today is not only an opportunity to discuss brand authority online, but it's also a chance for you to get to meet the people that you get to work with when you join Squarespace Enterprise. But first, the reason I'm here, and we're all here today, is to discuss brand authority. If you've been in the real estate space for the last few years, if you've simply tuned into Netflix's Owning Manhattan these past couple of weeks, you surely are aware of SERHANT, the real estate brand that has skyrocketed to prominence using a savvy sense of branding built around the public persona of their founder, Ryan Serhant. Staying on top of the world in luxury real estate requires a luxury website tool. So we sat down with Ryan Coyne, Chief Technology Officer at SERHANT, to find out how he uses Squarespace Enterprise to keep SERHANT ahead of its competition.
How would you say that you go about measuring brand authority in your industry?
Yeah, for us, as we're considered the ultimate brand authority in the real estate space. We are the most followed real estate brand in the world. Creating that brand authority for us was, are we just a real estate company? No, we're a media company that happens to be a luxury real estate company. We're also a film and media production company, a creative agency, online sales education company, software and website development company. A website is in its essence, it's digital street frontage for a business or product or an idea, right? You have 7 seconds or less to convey that and to hook somebody. And if you walk past our office, it takes somewhere from 7 to 15 seconds, to walk past the office and even turn the corner. It's not that different. Websites for us were that. They were a furthering of the expression, whether it was a brand we were enhancing of ourselves, or an agent or a team's brand that we're empowering with ours, that we're creating something with or for them, or a brand that we've created for a building or a single home that has an identity. It's one of the reasons we love Squarespace so much, is because there's all friction removed, any barriers to entry for our creative team to be able to take from brain to paintbrush to it exists and you can visit the website.
You manage currently over 100 websites through Squarespace.
Well over, yeah.
Yeah. And so just how that move to enterprise has helped you save time or streamline things and just help that process for your teams.
We were collecting websites for different purposes and building them up. And we were sharing an account, and it was bedlam. We had no idea which person on the team needed to keep which site, which ones were still relevant, which ones weren't, who was the last person involved in this one or that one. The billing was segmented. We had a marketing coordinator. One of his monthly checklist items was just to go through the various sites and follow up with people saying, do you still need this? Should it renew? Is the billing information accurate? And also our design team spending so many cycles recreating things because they didn't have the benefit of something like a template and infrastructure to be able to start from what they would consider a baseline. We were starting from the Big Bang over and over again unnecessarily. So that move to enterprise solved so many problems. It made it something that was predictable and scalable financially for us. It made it something where we had that dedicated support through yourself and the rest of your team to be our heroes. And it also made it where we have those templated features, and it also made it where it solved that problem of the audit trail and who did what and who's working on what.
There are lots of tools as part of enterprise, the streamline billing, specific enterprise tools, your dashboard, etc. But feedback that we've consistently gotten from customers is that one of the most valuable things, if not the most valuable thing, is that relationship with an account manager and how that can change things.
When there's an emergency, there's nothing more valuable than having that panic button to be able to push. Sticking again with the brand authority, the only way we can do that is by being able to set, meet, and keep expectations to our customers. They need to know that when we say that something is going to launch or when something is going to happen, that it's going to happen. So for us to know confidently that if we run into a panic moment and the red sirens start going off in the room and stuff like that, I confidently turn to them now and I'm just like, but Graham exists. We have a dedicated rep through Enterprise. God, everybody, we're fine. Going enterprise means that you're taking your own business seriously. It means that you're respecting your own customers in a significant enough way to be proud to say to them, you should have enterprise level confidence in us because we have enterprise level confidence in ourselves because we have enterprise level agreements with our vendor partners.
It's wonderful to work with you all and develop that relationship as well. Would you have any final thoughts on, anyone watching this who might be considering the move to enterprise or on the fence about it?
It takes 45 days to build a good habit and years to break a bad one. Are you creating tech debt for yourself? Are you creating process and systems debt for yourself by getting away with doing it the way that you're doing? I mean, having multiple users in an administrated and managed environment was transformative in and of itself. It sounds like a small thing, but it's not. It's massive when our creative director, who's also our director of marketing, and our marketing coordinator can log in and they can see what everybody's assigned to and what everybody's doing and last worked on and last changed instead of it all saying the same user like it did before. That was unmanageable. So that was the single biggest thing for their efficiency, followed very closely by the templates. In real estate, it's very common that a building is built with units that are somewhat standardized. Like there's this many studios, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, and so on and so forth. And then it's about the finishes. This happened recently where a major luxury car brand hired us to be the sales team for their first North American residences tower in Miami, a 791 unit building that had different kinds of units in it, studios, 2 beds, 3 beds, different things like that. And people wanted to purchase them, years in advance. Like right now it's a hole in the ground and people are buying those 3-4 years in advance off of a site that we built in Squarespace. Because they want to be in control of how those finishes are applied. The same thing is true for our marketing team that is able to templatize to an extent and then be able to benefit from that accelerated workflow to take the finishes the rest of the way with the bespoke designs that we bring to the platform. Those 2 aspects are wonderful. And then, of course, the domain management, domain registration, transfer, DNS. We used to get service tickets on the IT service board frequently from the marketing team. Can you guys XYZ about a domain or whatever it is? The fact that they have that support network to be able to reach out and that you're able to, your team is able to demystify it and help us get all the way to the finish line of success. When it comes to your business's digital signage and the way that you express your ideas, your products, and your brand, or that brand authority to the world, I recommend having the best tools at your disposal and the best versions of those tools at your disposal so you can be getting the most out of that. That's one of the many ways that we've become the world's most followed real estate brand and have gotten to be as respected as we have.
And I'm joined now by Graham White, Enterprise Account Manager for SERHANT. Graham, great interview.
Thanks, Tamara. It was a really nice opportunity to sit down with Coin outside of our normal working relationship and learn a bit more about what makes SERHANT successful and the part that Squarespace Enterprise now plays in that success.
Absolutely. And Coin is such a fun person to work with. What's your favorite thing about working with Coin and his team?
Yeah, Coin is great, and really the whole team is wonderful to work with. I guess I love how they're really leaning into the Squarespace Enterprise features to optimize their workflows. So Coin mentioned it in the interview there. He also mentioned how their old setup worked, but it wasn't necessarily efficient or scalable for such an ambitious and fast-growing company as SERHANT. I think using our team management features has really helped give a greater sense of ownership and visibility than they had previously. And personally, I also feel like we very quickly reached a point in our relationship where the team views me as a partner, and they now reach out to bounce ideas off me rather than just when they have product related issues. So that's a great feeling for me as an account manager, because I'm also invested in their success as well.
For sure. And by working with SERHANT, have you personally learned anything about brand authority?
Oh, for sure. I mean, like Coyne mentioned at the end of our chat there, the key to brand authority is not only maintaining consistency as you scale as a brand, but also being able to spot gaps and areas for improvement, and also making sure that you have those best tools at your disposal. I think that's how SERHANT and so many other brands have become the authorities that they are in their own spaces.
And if viewers want to stay consistent with their website branding, how can they get in touch?
Sure. Well, they can always reach our team by filling out the Talk to Our Team form that you'll find at squarespace.com/enterprise.
Graham, thank you for bringing us this interview. I guess I'll see you later at our next team meeting.
Yeah, I look forward to it tomorrow. Thanks.
Again, if you'd like to start a discussion with Graham, myself, or any of our other account managers, head to squarespace.com/enterprise and fill out the contact form. We'll also share that link in the chat. One of the keys to brand authority is that consistency that Coyne spoke about in the interview. If you're struggling to maintain brand consistency across multiple websites, we have an exciting new feature that launched just this summer. And here to give us a demo is my colleague, Simone.
Hi, Tamara.
Hey, Simone, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. So excited to be here and to share our new features with the group.
Certainly. And Simone, tell us, what is Design Library and what can it do for website teams?
Sure. Well, simply, Design Library is the hub for a series of tools available to Squarespace Enterprise customers that allow for scalability, efficiency, and brand consistency. And with this new Design Hub, you'll have access to new tools for managing edits across saved elements and custom templates from one convenient location in your dashboard. So what I'm going to show you today is mainly the bulk text editor tool. All right, so just sharing my screen here. I'm going to start from my enterprise dashboard. So as you can see, I'm in a real estate demo org, North Star Realty. And like SERHANT, I have a lot of sites for different properties in my dashboard here. And this org is really going to benefit from our new editing efficiency tools. So let's dive in. First, let's start with an overview. So Design Library here in the dashboard is a new tab that will grow over time into a more robust hub of efficiency-based tools, but is currently the home to a couple new and exciting features. So before we dive into the bulk editing tool, quickly, I just want to show our new enterprise templates management experience, this first tab here. So here, admins can now manage their enterprise templates in one place. And there are capabilities to edit and preview templates. These templates can also still be used by members in the create flow as usual, but this will create a nice centralized location for our admins to manage them. Templates will also work hand in hand with our other feature that we're sharing today, global text blocks. So if you include a global text block in a template, then as you create sites from that template, it will be very easy to automatically update text wherever you need across multiple sites at once. So with that, let's take a look at global text blocks. With this new feature, enterprise users will be able to create text blocks that can be used across any site in their organization. And they can manage these text blocks all from one central location, just like templates here in the Design Library. So in this demo, we're going to cover a few things. We're going to talk about how to manage global text, how to use global text on a new site, and then how to make updates to global text on multiple sites at the same time. So let's start with how to manage global content, since that happens right here in the Design Library. And as you can see, we already have a global text box here for terms and conditions. And from the table view already, I can see that it's being used on 4 sites. And it was last updated on July 17th, yesterday. And when I click into this, I can edit if I need to, and I can also see more details about which sites it's being used on, and I can link out to those sites to view it if I need to. Now, let's create a new global text block from scratch. So since we already have terms and conditions ready and already being used on several sites, I would like to add a new one that is a paragraph about North Star Realty that I can reuse on my property sites and update whenever I need to. So to do that, I'm going to hit Create New, and I'm going to call this North Star Realty About. I'll hit Create. So it takes me into this empty editing state where I'm going to drop in some content that I've already prepared, a nice paragraph here about my realty company. As you can see, I can also adjust the styles here a little bit, so I can change if it's bold, italics, underlined, add bullet points or anything like that. I can also select the text and change the paragraph styles, so I could include a heading or change those. However, since it's just a paragraph, I'm going to go ahead and leave it on paragraph just so that it will stay normal text. And I will save it. Here, it's not yet being used, so this is empty. But as you'll see in a moment, this about paragraph will be available across all sites in my organization in our block picker. So let's get into how these can be used on sites. I'm going to go back to my dashboard to do that. So in my dashboard, I have all these lovely property sites. They're tagged with different statuses and helpful information for me to be able to track what's going on them. And I can see that 37 Warren Street is ready for about content. So that's the site I'm going to go into. On this home page that's being built out, there is a section here for North Star Realty, but I can see that it's empty and needs the content that I just created. So I'm going to just hop into edit mode. So very easy to add a global text block. I just go into my regular block picker. And if you're an enterprise user in your account, you'll be seeing this introducing global text blocks. And below the basic text blocks or the basic blocks, you'll have a new section for global blocks. And right now there's just global text. So I'm going to hit that. And I put my block right over here. And then from here, I can easily select which global text I'd like to use. So I'll add my North Star Realty About paragraph, and it will adopt my font and fit right in. From here, I can also edit block level styles like color, background, or alignment if I need to, but I think this looks pretty good. So I'm going to leave it as is and go ahead and save. All right, so now for updating global text across sites. In this scenario, let's say I also just heard from my legal team and we need to add some copy to all of our terms and conditions. So as we saw earlier, I had that global text block that was being used across 4 sites. And this is one of the sites where it is. So here it is. I can recognize that it's global text because it's purple and has this label here. But I don't have to go back into my design library to edit it, even though I can if I happen to be there. I can actually edit it straight from this edit mode. So I will click Edit Global Text, and it's going to bring me back to Design Library. So it drops me right into the editor. The legal team has sent me this new paragraph that I need to add here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. So before we just had 1 paragraph, and now we're going to have 2. But before I save, I want to kind of have a little bit of a cooking show moment here, but I actually have opened all of these websites in incognito mode so that we can kind of see the magic of how this updates in real time on the live sites. So as you can see, I have 37 Warren Street here that now has my about section that I just added. And so I'm going to hold on to those. And then once I click save, we can take a look and make sure that the second paragraph was successfully added to all of them at once. So I'll hit update. Just make sure that I want to do that across all 4 instances. And then I have a nice confirmation here. So we'll go back to our incognito mode. And I'm going to just go ahead and refresh each of these. And there's our second paragraph there. And our second paragraph here. And across all 4, we can see that this has been added. So that's super exciting and really easy to do and make those updates when I need to. Of course, from this instances table, if there's any changes that need to be made to any of the styling or spacing, I can always click in and be taken directly into edit mode so that I can easily make those changes if I need to. Now, this feature can be used in so many different use cases. So we just saw a couple different examples, but I'll just show one more before we wrap up. So first, I'm going to just go back to my dashboard, and I'm actually going to switch to a different organization. So from North Star Realty, I'm going to Prestige Suites Oasis Resorts. So in this scenario, imagine that I'm a hotel group that has hotels in different locations. One thing that I want to do is to promote similar events across multiple locations, and it's super easy and efficient to do this with global text. So I'm going to go back into my design library, go to global text. As you can see, I've added a bunch of different global text blocks that are being used, including hotel group info like we had before, about us, our cancellation policy. Footer links is a great use case, but in this situation, let's go into events. So here I'm promoting a weekend brunch at several of the locations in my hotel group, and I'd like to just take a look at a few of them. So I'm going to open these from the instance tracker, just really easily take a look. And as you can see, the weekend brunch is present on all of these, but it does look slightly different, although the content is remaining consistent and has that consistent brand voice. So the last thing that I just wanted to point out is that the styling on these blocks change based on the site context where they're being used. So this allows you to seamlessly update content and have consistent brand voice, but at the same time, you can be confident that your styles will be aligned with the rest of the page. So the fonts, the colors, everything like that will maintain your brand. Anyways, I'm going to end the demo here, but these are just a few ways that the new feature can be used, and we're excited to see the clever ways that our customers put these efficiencies to practice. Back to you, Tamara.
Simone, this is so powerful, and I can see how this is going to impact so many of the businesses that we work with, specifically the businesses that are dealing with a large number of sites across their organization, like SERHANT. Thanks for the demo.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
If you have multiple websites that you need to keep consistent, if you're looking to jumpstart your efficiency, if you would like an account manager like Graham to help with a customized website solution, members of my team are excited to help. Head to squarespace.com/enterprise and we'll be sure to follow up with you soon. Thanks for joining us today. Your online branding matters to us and we're here to help. See you next time.
valuable then.